won by the Chargers, defer the option to the second half. So Cameron Dicker, the kicker, will send it away for LA, and back deep it's the rookie Jermaine Burton and the acquisition a few weeks ago from the Bears, Khalil Herbert. Off we go from SoFi. 1 yard deep, a little hesitation, but will be taken out by Burton. He'll use the sideline, get past the 35, give the Bengals good field position right around the 38 as we meet the Cincinnati offense. Melissa told you T. Higgins back, the big deal for this offense. 6th in the league in points, 4th in passing yards this season. Marked out at the 35 to where the drive begins. And it's a run for Chase Brown up inside for about 4 or 5 yards. Getting the handoff from Joe Burrow. He's playing great. Started the week leading the league in passing yards. Tied for the league lead in touchdown passes with Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield, the #1 pick of the 2020 draft. You see all the stats. They have been sensational for the 5th-year man out of LSU. Gain of 5 for Brown, 2nd and 5. Into the air for the first time, sideline shot. Feet inbounds for Jermaine Burton. May feature the rookie from Alabama a bit more. That catch #4 on the season and a Cincy first down.
Well, one of the key parts of this game tonight is going to be right here with Cody Ford in there for Orlando Brown. And he will be taking on some excellent edge football players on the outside. Tui Pelotu, Bud Dupree, and Joey Bosa.
Take a look at that here, and not sure if that second foot got down, and Jim Harbaugh has dropped the challenge flag. Here's the look. Here's foot 1. Second one does drag.
It's challenging the ruling on the field. We'll review the play.
The Chargers lose a timeout as that call stands. It's at the 48-yard line, and it's Chase Brown running right for 3 into Charger territory. Here's a quick peek at it. Terry McCauley, our 3-time Super Bowl ref, is with us. Terry, that little drag on the turf helps out here a lot.
Yeah, the black pellets coming up is one of the greatest things you'd ever want to see. It guarantees that he touched the ground in bounds.
Actually, it may have been harder to confirm that call if it was on grass.
Yeah.
The pellets gave you the look with a little scuff.
I think I'd have gotten another 10, 12 catches out of my
let's go back and put him in retroactively. 2nd and 7. And Burrow protected for the moment. Outlets it to Brown on the sideline. He'll be pulled down by Cam Hart, part of the Chargers defense. Khalil Mack, the outstanding defensive end in his 11th year. Groin injury, hope to go tonight, is not in the lineup for the Chargers. Joey Bosa's ready to roll, bottom of the screen. 3rd and a half dozen. Burrow throws, tight space. Higgins can't pull it away. And that rookie out of Notre Dame, the 5th-round pick, Cam Hart, with the pass breakup. And after 1 first down, the Bengals will punt it away.
Yeah, Cam Hart limping off there a little bit too, but this is a fantastic matchup. These 2 rookies that the Chargers have been playing, he and Tarheeb Still have just done an outstanding job as 5th-round draft picks, and that is a big play on 3rd down. You only get about 11 drives per game against this Chargers defense, and there's 1 off the board.
Toughest group to score on in the NFL this season, this Charger D. The rookie Ryan Rico out of BYU kicks to Darius Davis. Tight quarters, fair catch inside the 10 where the Chargers offense. Story, the 1st-round pick, 5th overall on this Chargers offense. He's come in and solidified that right side, and you heard Pipkins there in the lineup. He returns out last week. This offense may be starting to hit a stride. 27 points scored in the last 2. It's a season high for this team. It begins with Gus Edwards in the backfield, the former Raven, rolling for 8 yards out of the gate. It's a physical offense, setting the tone for Justin Herbert, who's throwing it less. He's taking care of the ball. Look at this jump out number. 1 interception. That happened week 2 against Carolina. Just 2 turnovers total for Herbert, number 6 overall pick in that same draft as Burrow, the 2020 draft. Kind of like the way he's playing, Chris. His offense has been a fit for a guy who's still super talented.
No question about it. And I think that they are finding a formula. You're seeing a team that's going to look a little bit more and more like the Baltimore Ravens on offense.
J.K. Dobbins gets yanked back by Chris Jenkins, the Bengal who's playing against the guy he played for last year. Harbaugh coached him at Michigan. And Harbaugh's yelling, saying, hey, did he get his hand up by the face mask? Let's look.
All right here is Scott Matlock, and he is the guy that is giving them that little flair. Let's see.
It's grab and twist, right? But he's got the eye shield on, so there's not a lot to grab onto there. No flag thrown. It sets up 3rd and 2. Dobbins remains the back. Beg your pardon, Edwards in there. Should say it. He is stopped. He stopped a yard short, so Gus Edwards tries to pick up the 3rd down after 1st down. Does not. Trey Hendrickson over there, and this Bengals defense comes up with the 3 and out.
Exactly how you want to play that outside zone. You set a wall on the play side, and then you chase it down from the backside. And the one thing I think you'll see out of the Bengals tonight, got a chance to go watch them in practice, is these guys flying around. They felt like there were a couple plays, not full-out effort against Baltimore, just a couple. I think you'll see a little more intensity out of them tonight.
Good kick. J.K. Scott, 54 yards, taken by Trenton Irwin at the 29. Spun around. Best special teamer for the Chargers is Nick Neiman. He was the first body to make contact. This drive officially at the 36-yard line. And Burrow off the spot, escapes and throws on the run. There's Chase for the first time tonight. Jamar Chase is free, thrown out of bounds at the 33-yard line, a gain of 31.
Believe it or not, Joe Burrow has the 2nd most yards on the move of any quarterback and the most touchdowns on the move of any quarterback, and a lot of times it's because number 1 is on the receiving of that. One of the great catch and run artists in the NFL, but we talked for a good bit with Joe Burrow about it, and he wants to buy a little time to create those opportunities down the field for Jamar Chase.
Sample is the tight end in motion. Brown able to work free, got pulled down 27 and was not pulled down legally because a couple of flags came flying in from both sides. They got Derwin James.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense number 3. After the 6 to the goal, automatic, 1st down.
Got the face mask on the front side and apparently the horse collar on the back side. So there you go. Something there. Is it inside?
It doesn't. The nameplate counts for a horse collar. So if you grab it by the name and comes down, the nameplate means same thing as inside the shoulder pads.
Yep. Got the O. This is a defense, though, that is going to allow some runs, right? Let's be clear about that. This team is allowing 13 points a game.
It's crazy.
It's insane. We're not like 85 Bears kind of stuff here, right? But what they're willing to do is to play a little softer in the secondary. They've got good pass rushers up front. And if you want to run it all day and take it out of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's hands, they're perfectly comfortable playing that way. 2 deep safeties again.
Bengals in the red zone. And Burrow throws it as Chase inside. Will be spun down and thrown around inside the 10, right around the 8-yard line. Denzel Perryman, 10th-year linebacker out of the U, University of Miami, on the tackle.
Those guys exchange a laugh of some kind down there after that tackle. But the one thing that the Chargers have been very leery of is the catch and run skills of Chase. So even though they may not get over the top of this defense, those are the plays that can give them issues inside.
And we saw that last Thursday, that eye-popping set of numbers against the Ravens. Slamming inside, Chase Brown, very close to the 1st down, which is just inside the 4-yard line. He'll umpile them before what looks like it'll be 3rd and short for Zach Taylor, who calls the plays, the head coach of the Bengals.
Yeah, and Chase Brown, the running back, has been getting 54 touches the last 2 weeks. I don't think they ever anticipated that was going to be the case, but the injury to Zach Moss made him front and center. Now Chase in the backfield.
Jesse Minter calling in the defenses. With Harbaugh at Michigan, they're a little confused on the defensive side right now as it's an inside run. And Brown able to bounce it the second time. Had the first down at the 3. So it's first and goal for Cincinnati.
Let's take a look. You put Chase in the backfield back here, and everybody's got to figure out how to get it lined up from there. And the only reason you do it is just to distract from the run and Chase Brown.
Well, Zach's unhappy because the Bengals went no huddle, but they didn't have the ball in the right place. Play action, Burrow looking, end zone for Chase. Incomplete. Cam Hart over there in coverage. Zach Taylor and the Bengals are trying to jump the ball and go quick, but there was no football spotted down ready to go, and Zach was not very happy with the officials. Second and goal.
There's hooked up on the outside, Chase against Cam Hart, and you got a rookie 5th rounder out there and you get that kind of coverage, you go, all right, we'll take that. And that's what they've been. They've been playing to strengths. They've been playing to what these young players are doing the best on the back end, and it's a formula that's worked best in the NFL right now.
There's the rookie Hart up top. Burrow looks that way. Flag is down as Burrow scrambles, throws it on the back of the end zone with nothing open. This flag for illegal motion. It is. So they'll back up Cincinnati.
Illegal shift. Number 87 offense was never set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
I don't think I gave Brad Allen, our referee, the proper introduction tonight. Tanner Hudson on the penalty.
The other thing about this Bengals offense, Mike, is that this team passes more than any team in short yardage in the NFL. Over 58%. And third most on the goal line. So odds are you're going to see a lot of passes down here.
Khalil Herbert is the back. 5 in the pattern. Burrow trying to escape. Chased by Bosa. Flips it forward. The offensive lineman was the first there. Thus the flag. He was just trying to get rid of it. Cordell Volson was there. And let's see if it touches him, and thus is illegal touching. And there's also the intentional grounding piece of this as well, with no eligible receiver in the area. And there you go. The pressure from Joey Bosa forced all of that.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 9. 10-yard penalty. Loss of down. Third down.
All right, you're going to see the scramble around out there. Great job by Drew Sample, the tight end, on the chip. And really, Joe Burrow just simply ran right into Bosa. They had plenty of protection against Bosa. There's a great chip right there. Here comes Cody Ford. And then Burrow just sort of ran right into him.
So, Chris, this was first and goal at the 3. And now it's back to third and goal here at the 18 with the back-to-back penalties on Cincinnati.
Chargers do not give up many touchdowns. We have talked about that already.
Bring it 4 here. Burrow throws in the middle. It's caught inside the 10, but nowhere near the end zone for Jamar Chase. And Evan McPherson in the Cincinnati field goal unit comes on.
Big win for that Chargers defense again. You know, it really is. You get a team like this that can throw it and do all the things. And for the Bengals, it's kind of a microcosm, really, of their season. They look like they're going to go down the field, look like they're going to score touchdowns, and then things just simply don't work out.
So Evan McPherson will come on for the field goal. He's missed 3 of his last 7 kicks. This one from 26 yards, although as we've watched today, even the short ones, for some reason, haven't been easy. No problem for Money Mac, though. Able to knock that through and put the first points on the board here tonight. Cincinnati's really set up in the last half dozen games of this season. Bengals come in at 4-6. This one kicked all the way through by McPherson. Touchback for Darius Davis. So it'll be Chargers ball at the 30. And to figure it out, 26th in points allowed in the NFL. And they've really struggled in the red zone. First drop back for Herbert tonight. He's in trouble, and Herbert is brought down. So they bring the pressure, and the man who leads the league in sacks and a lot more, Trey Hendrickson, in the middle of it all.
Mike, we've watched quite a few of his snaps now, and he's going against Rashawn Slater, one of the better guys. Is that a lot of times he will start to the edge and then turn it into a power move. How many of his sacks did we watch where he goes, okay, it looks like outside, and then just runs right through him, and he's been working that great all season long.
For the moment, they've credited that sack to Cam Taylor-Britt, but Trey, a huge part of that one. Herbert taking off again. Big run by Herbert for the first down and more. To the 45-yard line goes Justin Herbert before he's brought down by Geno Stone. And you always say, Chris, sometimes a run and a hit gets a quarterback into the game. Herbert into the game.
Definitely into the game, and this is what we didn't see in the middle part of the year because of the sprained ankle that he had. He just didn't do this. I've watched games with Herbert playing in this stadium, playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He must have had 100 yards rushing that day. And when I was talking with Lou Anarumo, I said, you know, the one thing you've got to worry about with this guy is that he can run it, and you saw a piece of it right there.
The 45-yard line, third straight drop back to throw. It is scoop. Let's see if they're going to call that a catch. They will for Tucker Fisk, first-year man out of Stanford, part of the big physical guys. 42 Fisk and 44 Matlock bring Harbaugh power football.
Yeah, and it all goes back to Greg Roman, who has been with Harbaugh for a long time, right? Was with him at Stanford, with him in San Francisco, with Colin Kaepernick out here. And they started off running a lot of zone run plays at the beginning of the year. I think about halfway through, he said, to heck with that. Let's go find us a couple of big guys and run behind them, and they've been doing great ever since.
And there's the other one of them, 44 Matlock, stays into block. As Herbert has nothing open, now throws on the run. It's brought in by Ladd McConkey at the 29-yard line. Gain of 21, first down, and McConkey seems to be shaken up for the moment on the sideline. Rookie out of Georgia. He's coming and had a big impact, reaching up at that right collarbone area.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 29. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
It's Cameron Taylor-Britt again.
You'll see on the outside, Taylor-Britt, they really want him to get back to his physical ways. He's given up 7 touchdowns, most in the NFL this year, and they have convinced him that he's got to get back to what he once was. He's been struggling this year, but that does not include holding.
McConkey to the medical tent to get checked out. First and 10 at the 29. Play action in the middle is caught for the touchdown. Will Dissly. Known as a blocking tight end during his years in Seattle, he is having a year in the air, and that touchdown puts the Chargers on top.
Little sizzle on that toast when you get a single safety. These seam routes are where everybody wants to play, and who would have thunk it? Will Dissly now has had big plays in the last 4 games as a receiver. You hit on it. This was a blocking tight end they bring in here, and all of a sudden now he has a connection with Justin Herbert.
Cameron Dicker able to add the extra point. Now the turnaround beginning this year with the Chargers. Dicker kicks it off to put it in a must-return mode for Herbert, who's happy to return it. Brings it past the 30 and out near the 35-yard line. He's a different color, the same impact with Harbaugh for now here with the Chargers. First down run for Brown goes for only a yard. Top to bottom, from ownership on down to the people working in the new facility, the energy brought by Jim Harbaugh, everybody says, has made a massive difference with this team.
And he does it in a unique way. I mean, he's part entertainer, part quarterback whisperer, part just intense competitor at everything he does. And whatever it does, it resonates inside that building. And these guys, they all sort of start snickering a little bit, right, when you ask them about them. And then you can tell whatever he says they're going to do.
His words resonate. T. Higgins' presence on the field resonating for Cincinnati. So good to have him back for the Bengals. gains 20 on that one and a first down to the 44.
Yeah, he's missed 5 games this year, and it probably has made a big difference in at least a few. This is a big man, and when he gets rumbling down the field like that, it can tilt the field back away from Jamar Chase, and then really big things have a chance to happen.
The last 3 games with a quad injury. Burrow pressured, gonna go down. Tuli Tuipulotu on one side, Bud Dupree on the other. Converge at the quarterback. And Chris, that's been a big part of the impact of this Chargers defense.
No doubt about it. Tuipulotu now has 6.5 sacks if they give him the full one there. But the last couple of games, he has simply just been dominant. You see on the outside, Amarius Mims, who took over for Trent Brown at the right tackle position, their first-round draft pick. But Tuipulotu has just proven, just like he did in college, that he can be dominant. And boy, does that help when you're playing without Khalil Mack.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14 for Burrow. Got that one out quick and has some of that sack yardage back with Tanner Hudson. We'll see more of a role in the passing game. It'll be 3rd and 10 coming up.
But it's been a little bit of that yo-yo kind of offense on occasion. You know, when they get a big play, then they get a big sack, and then they get a big play. And so now here you are again, stuck in one of these 3rd and 10s, but there are more weapons to work with here. A guy like Mike Gesicki at the tight end position has made some huge 3rd down catches for the Bengals this year.
Chargers bring in 6. The throw is caught. Tough catch on the run by Hudson, but just short of the first down. It'll be 4th in the yard. Zach Taylor's right to the play sheet. They're going to go.
Yeah, and that's why you blitz in those situations right here, because you know they have to throw hot on the outside, and even if they catch it, more often than not, they're going to be short of the first down. Now who can make the play here on 4th?
Matt Lee, 7th round pick for the Bengals. Offensive lineman, 62 is in the game. Fourth down. Got to run a play before the quarter ends. Play clock's down at 0, and Zach Taylor took the timeout. Bengals were a little slow getting out of the huddle and getting lined up as well. Lee, who reported as that extra lineman, is Khalil Mack loving it. He came out of the huddle on the wrong side, had to go to the other side, and the process was going slow.
Yeah, and it happens all the time, right? Because A, you got to make the decision, are you going to go for it? Then you're going to bring in an odd personnel group that hasn't been in the game yet. And then you're going to try and call a play, and you're going to communicate, let's go hard count, let's try to get them to jump, let's do all these things, and you end up with a timeout. But I'll say again, this is when the Bengals throw the ball more than any team in the league right here. You go, oh, it's 4th and 1. They're going to pound it in there. Not necessarily.
Extra lineman Lee played 11 snaps of offense this year, and you look at the personnel now, Chris. They changed the personnel look, spread it out. And the Chargers will take a timeout.
And I think for the very reason that you just said.
So that takes LA down to 1. Remember, they had the failed challenge earlier. Let's spend a little more time on Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator. Mentioned he was with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. Those defenses were very good. Cincinnati
are in the country right now.
And Rick is now a senior defensive assistant with this Charger team. It's one of what Rick used to call the money downs, those 3rd or 4th and short plays that decide a game. 4th in the yard. And the Bengals remain empty, and Burrow's going to throw, and he's got Higgins for the first down and more to the 27-yard line. Ball came out as Higgins got hit late. No whistle blown. Higgins down on one end. On the other end, Alohi Gilman's taking this back all the way for what for the moment is a touchdown. But it looked like on first glance Higgins was down and then took that late shot. So the fireworks and the guys running on the field with the flag and the celebrations may all be for naught. Let's go back and take a look. Meantime, Higgins has been helped off the field by the athletic training staff. Let's look, see if he's down. knee
elbow down. Yep.
and then the ball out.
After reviewing the play, the receiver was down by contact at the 27-yard.
There's a jersey for you and me and Melissa. I haven't seen it yet,
Nice.
but they tell us the new swag is coming. So thanks to the Clips.
You give it to us for free. We are definitely going to pub it.
Second quarter begins with a Chase Brown run. It's going to be about 2 yards on that one. Melissa, what's going on down the sideline?
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on wide receiver T. Higgins. It's his first game back after missing 3 straight with a quad injury. He came over and was pointing to his lower back with the athletic training staff. He is in the medical tent right now. They were putting some lotion on his lower back. You can see that right there. We'll keep you posted. He's still in the medical tent.
I took that big hit from Denzel Perriman at the back end of that play.
I can attest that that lotion won't work.
Brutal hit. Chase lines up in the backfield. Burrow looked his way, comes across, and incomplete. Pass broken up by Christian Fulton, who has returned. There's a penalty flag down, though, back in the secondary. I think I need not tell you who's guilty.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. By rule, the ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Take a look at Christian Fulton, who went to high school with Jamar Chase. How about that? And then, of course, played with Burrow at LSU. Physical approach.
A couple of games out of the lineup with a hamstring, so he has been out. T. Higgins out of the tent. Melissa told you about a moment ago, and back in the lineup. The 1st and 10. Second trip to the red zone for Cincinnati. And it's Brown pulled down by Deion Henley. Second-year man who was a special teamer last year, Chris, has become a bigger part of this Chargers defense.
Yeah, how about he played quarterback and wide receiver in his first couple years in college, and now he's leading this team with 82 tackles, 33 more tackles does Henley than anybody else on this Chargers defense. So you want to know a big reason why they've taken a leap this year? Deion Henley.
Local guy out of South Central, Crenshaw High School in Los Angeles. 2nd and 8. And Burrow's throw is complete to Higgins. Back in front of Cam Hart, who was a wide receiver on his path through Notre Dame and then switched over to corner.
It's
To the
hard to
9-yard line, 3rd down, bud.
Hard to watch T. Higgins make one of those catches where he never tucks it away and sort of waves it,
Right.
and not think about that one that he reached backwards across the goal line.
Right.
He's made some sensational plays. Odds are at least pretty good. They're going to have to make a tough decision next year. Do they keep him? Can they afford him? It'll be tough.
Playing on the franchise tag this year. 3rd and 2. And Burrow throwing high in the end zone, incomplete. Jermaine Burton couldn't bring it down. And once again, Bengals get to the red zone. Chargers keep them out of the end zone. Field goal attempt coming.
Christian Fulton, nice play right there. Let's going to watch out here. You got Jamar, and they're going to have 2 guys. This is sort of a halfback option. He can break in, he can break out, and the Chargers answered both of those.
It takes away the halfback choice.
It does.
You got no choice.
Choice was either to stop here.
So here's McPherson now from 27. Good earlier from 26. Knocks it through. 7-6, 1-point game. Evan McPherson the kick. And brought out by Darius Davis. Across the 20, past the 1 tackle, and the good returner was bumped out of bounds around. For a variety of reasons, has not been able to back up the strong performance on the offensive side. Herbert to work against them over the middle layer of the zone to Quentin Johnston. Right around midfield. My partner liked that catch for 21.
I like the throw better. Holy cow. I mean, this is, first of all, he looks like a world-class sprinter coming down the field here. But this throw was on a rope and just high enough to get over the outstretched arms of the linebacker. And you can tell Justin Herbert believes in himself almost as much as Jim Harbaugh does. Nobody believes in him more than that.
Back to work, loading up, another rocket shot. There goes Disley to the 29. That's 20 yards and another first down.
Mike, you go back to the touchdown pass, right?
Yep.
Zzz on that one. These two throws back to back, just sizzling out of his hands. And you can tell this is now, what, about 218 throws that he's made without an interception? Something like that on the year. And this has just been an exhibition so far by a guy that, as you look at what they're doing with this offense, may get better and better and better.
215 in a row without. Here's the run to the inside. Von Bell makes the tackle on J.K. Dobbins. Melissa?
Mike, after the Chargers scored their touchdown, Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt, absolutely irate, came over to the sidelines, yelling at the defensive players, screaming, "I'm tired of this, let's go." He looked directly to Cam Taylor-Britt and said, "Wake up," multiple times. And defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo came over, tried to calm him down, and then Trey Hendrickson came over more practically, trying to talk to him, trying to fix the problem.
Yeah, they are frustrated, no doubt, Melissa. Three guys keep Hendrickson out of the backfield. Herbert throws, end zone, touchdown! Johnston. Woo! 26 yards.
They're going to make a poster out of this throw. Watch Justin Herbert just as he releases this ball. You've got to throw all the way across the field, both feet off the ground. Beautiful stroke out there, and you can tell he is just feeling it out here tonight. That has been simply sensational quarterback play. You won't see better than that anywhere in the NFL.
Extra point added. Short week all the way across the country to Foxborough and beat the Patriots today. And Stafford put on a show. The other quarterback who calls this place home is putting on a show here tonight. Herbert's been great out of the gate.
And it's been the way the season's gone, Mike, for the Cincinnati Bengals. They only have one choice to win football games as they stand right now, and that's to outshoot somebody, right? You got to go back behind the three-point line now and go, all right, Justin Herbert's going to do it, guys. We got to open up. Let's go. We know how to do this.
And that usually means get the ball to number one. See if Chase gets involved even more on this drive. From the 30, Burrow steps up. His time to throw. It's incomplete. Could not connect with Gesicki, who was open, but the timing was off.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he got hit as he released that ball, trying to step up in the pocket. He just got distracted a little bit. See, just off his right hand here. Yep. Ball just came out a little weird, I guess.
Come out weird. Joe was wearing a glove pregame, blowing on his hand. It was a little cooler than normal. It's in the 60s. Again, this is not a dome stadium. The sides are open, so you feel the outdoor effects a bit, but it's not that cold. And still, he was working on that hand. Josivas with the catch. It'll set up third and about 4. Remember, Burrow had the surgery on his right hand and wrist. This was pregame. He talked earlier in the season about how the wrist was coming along and wasn't exactly where he wanted. And then there's that glove that it was on, but then right before the opening drive, it came off.
He also threw for 428 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. So, you know, I think he's ready to go, but they need a first down right here.
Third and 4. Burrow in trouble, goes down. It is Tui Pelotu again. Boy, is he on a heater the last 4 games.
They're in a tough spot. They're having to help up here, and all these stunts are starting to get home inside. So Tui Pelotu just right up there, the loop, right up the middle. And what we're seeing is that Burrow is wanting to buy time, stepping up and through. And right now, Jesse Minter and this Chargers defense has the answers.
Ryan Rico kicks to Darius Davis. Says get away. Not a good kick from the rookie, and a bad bounce 32-yard punt will give the ball to the Chargers at their own 35. We go down to Melissa.
Mike, Khalil Mack told me that Thule came out of his shell this year by playing shuffleboard, of all things, at the Chargers facility, going from yes sir, no sir, to straight trash talk. Thule even told Khalil, I finally feel like I can talk to you. And Khalil said now Thule asks all kinds of questions. Every game he applies that knowledge and learns from it. And Khalil added, I see growth every day. Now the sacks are coming, and I'm just so proud of him.
Last 4 games, Melissa, that is now 7 sacks, officially a sack and a half so far here tonight. Chargers with the momentum from the 34. They'll now turn to the physical part of the game. Gus Edwards banks it for about 5 yards.
What a start for Justin Herbert.
2nd and 5. Will step up and take off in. A ton of room for Herbert. Throttles it down at the 30. Big run of 31.
So you don't have answers, so you're going to play a little man zone mix. They're going to come over there, which means there's nobody on that side of the field, and Herbert is just seeing everything. Sometimes when the quarterback gets hot, you can tell more by not the passes that he makes, but by how he's seeing the field. When he sees an overload or a shift or a weakness in the defense and immediately, without hesitation, takes advantage of it, that's what we're seeing right now out of Justin Herbert.
Taylor Britt on the side. Herbert throwing it to the side. And the speed of Darius Davis turns it into what looks like a kick return. Gain of 14 and chunks of yardage for the Chargers. Snap after snap after snap.
Well, you've got one pass rusher out here, basically, and that's it. Trey Hendrickson, and when he doesn't get there, look at the time. Herbert's going to fake that, stand there, come right back to it. All of a sudden, your zone defense is on the back end, gets stretched farther and farther apart, and you can't play. The Bengals have to come up with another answer other than Hendrickson to get some pressure.
Gus Edwards. Right through would-be tacklers to the 8-yard line. The Chargers have run 16 plays. 16. They're already over 200 yards. They have 207, 13 per snap.
Yeah, and they've got problems up front. Sheldon Rankins not able to play in this game, so their rotation on the defensive line is much less than what it would be, and he should be their pass rusher, and now they're getting tired on top of it.
Only Dallas has had a more porous red zone defense thus far this season. Gus Edwards for the first down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
You know, Mike, the other part of this Bengals defense we should talk about is that they're starting to sub out. You know, we're used to Mike Hilton, and we're used to Von Bell, and we're used to Sam Hubbard. We're seeing Josh Newton and DJ Ivey and Jordan Battle back there. They need more speed on the field, or at least that's the feeling of this coaching staff. There's Lou Anarumo right there. And sometimes that can have an impact on a team too, right? I'm just going to say.
Searching for answers. That core is not what it once was. First and goal for the Chargers. Herbert scans, fires, throws it away in the back with everything covered, and a flag down 2 of them as Herbert goes down at the end.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 92. Half distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
B.J. Hill, the former Giant.
And B.J. Hill makes a nice move to get inside and get a little pressure, force a throwaway, but that was at least 2 steps after, and just completely unnecessary. So you finally make a play and you make a mental mistake.
You kind of make the point. It's not how physical the contact was. That couple of steps becomes an automatic for the referee.
But when you're chasing this guy and he's eating you alive, you can't help but want to take a shot at him.
Hassan Haskins comes in for the Chargers. Former Michigan running back had his first career touchdown against Tennessee last week. Fake there. Herbert. Incomplete, trying to get it to Tucker Fisk. That'll set up 2nd and goal, and now temperatures rising as the officials have to break up a little bit of a skirmish.
The Chargers would have broken most scales in America, even on a cattle ranch, by the amount of beef they had on the offensive line that last play, and they came out with a play-action pass off of it. I bet they don't do that again.
After Herbert's first incompletion, Scott Matlock, the converted defensive lineman, leads the way for his son Haskins, who gets to the goal line and is marked down short to set up 3rd and goal.
Couldn't quite get around the edge. Zion Johnson trying to get that in, got bumped just a little bit trying to come around on this power and sort of knocked each other off. But we saw
the ball's in his right arm here, right? It's very close.
We saw a week ago Haskins dive over the top for a touchdown.
Fill up the backfield. It's Haskins slipping inside, but the Bengals defense comes up big and sets up 4th and goal.
Good move inside here by B.J. Hill just to distract them. Are they really going for it here?
There's another big guy coming in. Sam Mustipher has come in, through an extra offensive lineman. And nobody loves short yardage more than Harbaugh.
Harbaugh's going for the kill shot right here.
J.K. Dobbins the back. That's Herbert looking to the sideline. Going to get a timeout taken here by the Chargers. It'll be their last timeout, which means they cannot challenge if they need to in the last 2:38 up until the 2-minute warning, as they are out of timeouts. Jim Harbaugh has Justin Herbert. He's had a lot of quarterbacks he's liked over the last few years.
You know, he's got all of that. And nobody builds up their quarterback. Nobody makes their quarterback believe they are the greatest person on earth better than Jim Harbaugh.
This quarterback's going to take another 1-yard line snap here. 4th and goal. Turn and hand. Over the top is J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Chargers.
You're going to see a much cleaner path this time by Johnson coming around there, and the lead block able to take care of Logan Wilson. They executed that perfectly, and that is the personality of Jim Harbaugh. You go down there, you've got a big lead anyway, but he wants to go for the kill right there. That is aggressive coaching.
Dicker adds the extra point for Dobbins. 5 rushing touchdowns in the last.
Bubble, where in this case it's right here where the linebacker is. And so when Herbert got to the line of scrimmage, he didn't like the original call. Goes kill, kill. And then they get back to that play that hits that bubble. And then Harbaugh said, good kill, man. Good kill. Right? That's communication right there.
That's right. That's right.
Let's back him up. My guy made a good kill on that.
21 plays, 21 points for the Chargers, and get the shovel and start digging out of the hole time for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, who have gotten to the red zone twice, but they've been stopped 2 field goals, and that's a little bit of the difference of why we don't have a back and forth game going right now, and since he's down 15.
Well, a week ago, they knew against the Ravens they were going to have a really tough time stopping them. So from the beginning, they're going for it on 4th down. Everything's rolling. Now they got to get back to that mode and get their defense to make a play.
Start from the 30 with a Chase Brown inside run for a half dozen. The 36-yard line. Tito Obonya in on the stop for L.A.
What a great story that guy is, huh?
J.K.?
Yeah, just so many injuries, like 3 years in a row, and you just wondered whether or not he was even going to ever be able to play football again. And comes over here and is already 670 yards, 6 touchdowns coming in, almost 5 yards per carry. He really is, it's some story, but his optimistic mood has just been part of the story that's enabled him to just persevere here.
Obonia is the player who made the tackle. He's the guy who's down. That's why the game is stopped for a moment. This is a little bit of what you were alluding to, that breakout season after being a second-round pick with the Ravens, then the huge knee injury in 21 that took that year away. Missed 9 games, half the season with the knee in 22, and then the Achilles week 1. But has persevered, comes here to the Chargers, of course, played for Jim Harbaugh with Baltimore, now John Harbaugh here, and Greg Roman, and just part of that. Jim Harbaugh here, John Harbaugh there, and the success has really been one of the good stories in the National Football League this season. That was his 7th rushing touchdown of the season on that last drive.
The only guy more optimistic than that guy is Derwin James on the defense. He's a fireball.
Obonia out, 2nd and 5. As Burrow is flushed but flips it out. Jamar Chase, open space. That is a good tackle because he's hard to bring down when he's on the run like that. Denzel Perriman limits the game.
Let's take a look at Perriman. He was always the guy in his prime. You just enjoyed watching him run and sprint and cover and make plays in space just like that. Some of these guys have just been reawakened on this Chargers defense. They have been sensational, beyond sensational this year.
Third and 3. Chargers bring 5. And Burrow is thrown down. Poona Ford has had a really good season for this Charger defense. His 3rd sack on the year.
These guys bounce around like they're in a pinball machine. Bang, bang, right to the quarterback. They do all these stunts, and they're all so quick. And their reaction, and Poona Ford was one of those guys that you go, okay, well, is he going to be anything to get it going, whatever. 2 sacks in the last 3 games, shows up again. Don't let him get going with all these other pass rushers. And Khalil Mack says, wait for me.
3 sacks for the Chargers here in the first 2 quarters. Better kick from the rookie Rico, 51 yards. From the 19, nowhere to go. Tyson Anderson, excellent special teamer, brings down the Chargers. Darius Davis. 2:33 to go, and here's Melissa down the sideline.
Mike, you were just talking about J.K. Dobbins and all those injuries. He told me a lot of people thought he was going to retire, but he had other plans. He has his eyes set firmly on being the comeback player of the year, and he told me recovering from 4 surgeries in 2 years was difficult mentally, but that his 2-year-old son, Decaden, motivated him to keep pushing, saying, whenever I looked at him, I just knew I couldn't stop. He said, he's my why, and I want to be the best father I can be.
The kid looks LA cool, doesn't he? The sunglasses, the bald, and Dad's pretty cool too. Yeah, terrific story we see with him this year. Dobbins carries there. It is Trey Hendrickson on the tackle. Pickup of 3 as we get close to the 2-minute warning. Chargers get it to start the second half here, so they've got a chance to really put the Bengals in a very difficult spot if they can continue their success. Not in a rush to squeeze a play in, and we get to the 2-minute warning. But they let the play go, and the pass is caught by McConkey at the 35-yard line. It's a first down, as now we have the 2-minute warning with 1:56. That's not like the play clock. When it hits 2, it's supposed to be killed, but 1:56 to go. Chargers 21. Buffalo 9-2. We look forward to seeing the Bills the Sunday after Thanksgiving, hosting San Francisco. Yeah. Fun night, early December in Orchard Park. Not a lot of fun for Joe Burrow and the Bengals right now. 21-6, they are down. The defense needs to come up with a stop. First and 10 for Herbert from the 35. Corner pressure comes, picked up, and Herbert's throw is complete. That's Joshua Palmer for a gain of 11, and another Charger first down.
So they're trying to get to their best players on the field. So they're trying to get to Mike Hilton blitzing off the edge in here with Hendrickson. So they put everybody on the defense's left side to try and draw the attention and yet the Chargers just executed that pass protection perfectly.
First look not open. Herbert will just bench it, throw it away, and incomplete. Cam Taylor-Britt, second straight series that the Bengals corner is not on the field.
The only thing worse than having to play against a quarterback as hot as Justin Herbert is right now is having to play against a quarterback as hot as Justin Herbert and you can't get close to him. Right? That's
no pressure.
Yeah, you know, and they don't have the depth on the back end of the secondary, and eventually you just need one of those plays. I mean, sack, fumble, pick six. You need something to get you back in the game.
After his second incompletion of the game, they go on the ground with Dobbins, and he is stopped. Jermaine Pratt, who we saw earlier, agitated, emotional on the sideline. He makes a play and sets up a third down here.
And I'm sure Zach Taylor's thinking about a timeout possibility here. You don't want to give it to them if, in fact, if they pick up the first down. But I promise you, if this is incomplete or short of that line to gain, he'll be calling it because they need an answer. They need some momentum going into second half.
Remember, the Chargers do not have a timeout. 1:10 to go, and 3rd and 8. Herbert going to take off to the line. First down. And out of bounds to stop the clock as well. At the 43. 3 runs for Herbert tonight.
I wonder if anybody else in the AFC is watching this and going, uh-oh. Uh-oh, we've got Lamar Jackson. We've got Patrick Mahomes who does something like this occasionally. And now we got this guy running on a healthy foot and ankle again. And he has, Mike, just been in total control of this game. Total.
Runs of 30, of 20, and that one of 9. 57 seconds left. Take off and take it, the worst of it, as he gets smacked on that run. Joseph Osai. 48 seconds. Remember, they have no timeout, so you have to jump on the ball here.
Yeah, and Jim Harbaugh just rang up to Greg Roman and said, don't call that again.
That's good.
Have you been watching our quarterback? Don't call that stupid play again.
5 in the pattern. That throw is going to be short and incomplete for Ladd McConkey, but a flag comes down, and Trey Hendrickson took off his helmet. He can't believe it. He is really upset at the flag. There's discussion now between the referee, Brad Allen, and the umpire.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 91. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And that's going to take them to the 29-yard line.
All right, was it a face mask? That would make a lot of sense. Let's take a look. It's a horse collar, but you can't have a horse collar in the pocket, Terry. Am I right?
You're absolutely correct. This is illegal contact on the quarterback.
And the guy who knew it first and foremost was Hendrickson.
So the Chargers from the 29. Herbert rocket caught again to the 5-yard line. Disley, no timeouts. They'll run down and spike it. Will Disley for 19 yards. Clock stopped with 13 seconds remaining.
This is the rocket that started it. This was the first touchdown in the first half. And once he sees it, the amount of time between when he sees it and the ball arriving, we will show it to you, but down on the field, I bet you could hear that one coming. Woo, what a half.
After the play, Trey Hendrickson came off, took his helmet off. He was so angry. Zach Taylor just tried to tell him to calm down. Frustrated at the call and at the half. And the Chargers looking to add another punch here. With 10 seconds, Herbert throws it away with nobody over there. And now the officials just pointing to each other. Here's a moment ago with what happened with Hendrickson as he was coming off the field. He was so mad at that call. And Zach Taylor was just trying to tell his star defensive lineman. Now, Terry, this is interesting. No intentional grounding here.
Mike, it sure looks like it is. He's definitely under pressure. There's nobody over there. He never left the tackle box, the pocket, so it should have been intentional grounding. 10-second runoff, half over.
And Dobbins was 5 yards away. That one he throws to the back of the end zone, incomplete, but a flag comes down with the coverage on Josh Newton, the rookie out of TCU.
Pass interference. Defense, number 28. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball was quick. Automatic first down.
Here's the penalty, and Chris, this is going to be interesting with 4 seconds remaining.
I was just thinking the same thing. You'll see the foul, and it's just simply because Newton never turns around. Is he out of bounds? Contact may have led to him being forced out of bounds.
So they bring the field goal kicker Dicker out. They're not going to try to go from a yard out for the touchdown with the offense. So Dicker comes on to try to get the 3 points and take it to an 18-point lead. A short 19-yard field goal is the last line of the first half that the Chargers love to bottle. They were terrific in the first 30 minutes, and Cincinnati's got some work to do. Down 24-6 here at the half. Check out the Eagles and the Rams right in here next Sunday night. Evan McPherson begins the third quarter with a kickoff and a touchback. And here's Melissa a moment ago with Jim Harbaugh.
Jim, what is working so well for your offense tonight?
Oh, getting really good protection. Justin doing a great job with his arm and his legs.
And your defense, you've held this high-powered Bengals offense to just 2 field goals. How do you keep that going?
Yeah, we made a couple adjustments at halftime, and also just keep the pressure on. We got to try to pierce the double teams quicker on the play action, but we're ready to roll. We're going to attempt to do it one play at a time.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
There's been a good run on this offensive side for the Chargers. Season high 27 their last 2 games, 24 the first half. Herbert begins the third quarter with a pass in the flat that Dobbins catches and thrown down by Jermaine Pratten. You see those Bengals defenders over there clapping hands. You can just see the halftime spirit was, let's get behind each other, try to change the momentum, Chris, in the third quarter.
Yeah, a sack would do more than that cheer, though. You know, I mean,
that's right.
Because remember what Harbaugh was telling us? He said, you know, watching the tape last year and the way they were hitting Justin Herbert was like criminal assault. So what did he do? He went out and got Joe Alt with the top pick, and they had a high pick, whether it was 5th or something like that.
Herbert's pass from Disley incomplete. Third down coming up. And there is the number 5 overall pick out of Notre Dame.
And the interesting twist on him, Mike, was that he didn't play right tackle, right? He was the left tackle, but they had a good left tackle in Rashawn Slater. So they asked Joe Alt to go over there and figure it out. But now you're going to have bookends, really top-end tackles in the NFL. And I think it's already showing up. And the other thing that's showing up is this scheme is not giving up any pressures either. They have not blown assignments up front.
Third down and 7. Herbert taking the shot downfield for Johnston, broken up. Good coverage by Josh Newton. They call him Fig, no surprise. 5th rounder out of TCU, and comes up with a good defensive play and coverage there.
They just had to make a play like this. At some point, somebody had to win a one-on-one battle, either with the pass rush or in pass protection, and that's exactly what Lou Anarumo has been looking for. More speed on the field, younger players, give them a chance to grow, give them a chance to fail. Big time that time by Newton.
Defense does its part. J.K. Scott to kick it. That's a line drive all the way back to the 10 for Irwin, who's got some space. Throws it upfield to around the 27-yard line.
And Khalil Mack tonight, head cheerleader, only 8 of the last 9 Pro Bowls.
Chase drops the slant as Burrow put it right on his hands, and the second half on offense doesn't begin with the momentum for Cincinnati.
You know, it's hard to explain. These 2 guys were so hot a week ago, right? I mean, it was Jamar Chase and just lighting it on fire, 11 for 264 and 3. This has been their best formation right here, Mike, when they just go spread and let Joe go to work. This is their chance.
See what they can do. From the 26, nothing open there. And Burrow just throws it at the feet, incomplete. And the Cincinnati offense also searching for some rhythm here now.
I haven't seen him like this, and I've just got to give credit where credit is due. Jesse Minter and this defense has lived up to billing. The whole thing was, oh, these guys haven't played any quarterbacks yet. Wait till they get the Bengals get in there. They're going to light them up.
Third and 10. And Burrow pumps and throws. His contact. Gesicki, the intended receiver. Derwin James with him. No flag. Perhaps tangled feet. And it is 3 and out for Cincinnati. And a dejected Burrow slowly walks off.
And how about Bud Dupree adding to the party here, coming around the edge, and he has been getting a lot of pressure. They have 5 guys with at least 3 sacks, and so you can't focus on just one guy like teams do with Hendrickson for the Bengals.
And Burrow continuing to take a pounding. Rico with the kick. Flag is down. It's a big kick all the way back to the 8-yard line. Darius Davis got a lot of space. He gets tagged shy of the 20-yard line. Ryan Rico had an 80-yard punt against New England in his first game, with 67 yards there. However, flag is on the Bengals.
Tell you what, I'd make them punt it again. I wouldn't play add-on here.
Came down at the 18-yard line.
On the kick. 59 of the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Good call there, Chris. Akeem Davis Gaither on that 5, but that's right. That was such a good kick by the rookie. 67 yards. Show me that again.
Well, and you get a tired coverage team that's got to chase it down the field here again. So, you know, things are just going the right way. And let's give Jim Harbaugh some credit too. This is a game manager guy, right? Games are under control when he's doing it. He's got a methodical process, power running, power defense, hit your quarterback, sound on defense, don't give up big plays. And it's all coming together. This is starting to look like a dangerous team in the AFC.
And it's looking like a Jim Harbaugh team at Michigan.
It does.
The Niners, Stanford. But we've seen it. USD, University of San Diego, where he got it all started. Rico's kick is another big one. Davis has a ton of space to return. Gets to the outside. Turns it upfield. And goes down at the 41-yard line. So it's 23 yards better than it would have been. Where the punch by the Jaguars on that Saturday night. Trying to get his Chargers team back to the postseason. In good shape with a win here tonight. Gus Edwards with the carry for a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down. You know, Chris, sometimes you get a quarterback class.
Yep.
And you just don't have the guys coming out of college who are ready for the NFL. That class, you look at how they've performed their first 4 years, and especially what we've seen from these two over their first 4.
Yeah, and don't underestimate coaching either. You know, I mean, Herbert's been great to this point in his career. He's better now. I mean, you just watch him. Everything's under control for them out there right now. Except that
pass behind.
Nobody
Johnston
can do that like I do that. That is unbelievable.
You are undefeated. And it is incomplete. As we look at what they've done here tonight, it's been Burrow under pressure throughout the evening. And with Herbert, you talk about his success from week 5 on. And that's a little bit of the Jim Harbaugh factor. The running game, all that. Those first 4 weeks, you got to put the little asterisk there because of the ankle injury that he was
correct.
dealing with.
Absolutely correct. And the other part of this is the Greg Roman influence of wanting to get the run game established and protect the quarterback, and that's how you do it.
3rd and 9, pressure picked up, and that one's on time, on target, and it's McConkey to the 39-yard line. Gain of 20 for Lat McConkey. Injured earlier tonight, back in the lineup, and a 1st down.
First of all, Justin Herbert looks like Muhammad Ali with his footwork, but down the field is a guy we haven't talked about yet. Ladd McConkey, when this draft was being conducted, this guy was somebody that I thought was going to end up a star. Look at him, just like Ali, just a little shuffle right back, shoom, and then throw the 1-2 combination and knock him out.
Speaking of knockouts, big hit by Mike Hilton. The slot corner coming in to take care of J.K. Dobbins, and a loss of 3 on that one. But go back to McConkey from when he was coming out of Georgia, won a college championship in this building.
Yeah, and he's had, what, 14 explosive plays already, 5 contested, not a big guy. And I said, you're fast too, right? You're like 4.4. And he goes, no, 4.39. And I said, okay, 4.3. Well, that's only 100th off. He goes, no, you just say 4.3, and nobody asked about the
exactly
9 part, right? And so he's a colorful character. He's got confidence. He's played in a championship program, and he comes in here, and he has been a major factor.
Herbert here gets it to Will Dissly, made a man miss. Carry Geno Stone to the 34-yard line. Going to set up 3rd and 5 to go. But Chris, think about where the wide receivers were on this team. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, they leave because they had to figure out the salary cap heck that they were in. And they go to the young guys like Quentin Johnston and McConkey, and it's working right now.
And Quentin Johnston, we've already seen it tonight, so much better than what he was a season ago. And the other part of that is Austin Eckler. So you take Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen out of this offense. Took a little while to get it going, but now it looks sharp.
Especially 3rd and 6. Herbert to Johnston, back shoulder. Could not come up with a spectacular grab. Great defense all the way to the end by D.J. Turner, who played for Harbaugh at Michigan.
Well, one thing you know, you're not going to outrun D.J. Turner. That is for sure. Under 4.3, he's about 4.25. And right there to make the play on Quentin Johnston. But I like the idea, though, that even on those shorter yardage plays, that Herbert has the kind of confidence to take a shot with his big guy. You got a big guy like that going one-on-one, give him a chance to make a play.
53, the attempt for Cameron Dicker. Little draw, middle of the fairway. Dicker knocks it through.
Third best hospital in Oregon, right?
You love that
That was
promo.
the greatest promo I've ever heard. Love that promo.
Promo department, thanks you. Bengals take over at the 30. Where's Jim?
Frustrating, but give the Chargers credit for the plan that has worked.
Trying to establish something with the run. Chase Brown fighting for yards, ends up getting to the 34-yard line. 3 straight 3-and-outs for Cincinnati, and Herbert and the Chargers have scored the last 20 points in this one.
Yeah, they're just squeezing this offense. Does that make sense? It's like there's nothing down the field, and yet they never got their running game going. The shocking part of this game for me is the Bengals haven't been able to run the ball in here against some of these very loose sort of defenses.
Burrow stepping up, taking a shot downfield. There's a break free for Jermaine Burton, but he couldn't bring it in. Just a step away, and that has been the story. There have been so close shots to Burton about 4 or 5 times this season.
Burton can fly. A little double move that time on the safety, who's not used to seeing that kind of action, and it worked. They just could not get it timed out. A little hesitation right there, throw it over the top. That was close. That's the kind of play they're going to have to get back in this one.
Working on Elijah Molden, the safety. 3rd and 6 now. Burrow throws the flag down, and the ball with Higgins is ruled a catch at the Charger 43-yard line. And again, you have the flag thrown there as well. If it stands, a gain of 24.
They're coming up. Sometimes you can never tell if it's offensive, defensive, what the heck was going on.
Illegal contact. Defense number 7. The penalty is declined, and the result of the play is a first down.
Christian Fulton back in the lineup off injury. A couple of flags tonight.
Yeah, but he has made a difference out here as well, and working against Yep.
The ball was laying on its side there as Higgins was trying to get his hands free. No challenge flag thrown, so the play goes, and it goes. There goes Brown inside the 20. And the Bengals get in the red zone for the third time tonight on Chase Brown's best run of the night for 27 yards.
Pretty block out there in a fist fight by Alex Kappa, the right guard. He was the one that had the solo one-on-one block, and that extra push, that extra shove, able to open that up. So you hit the one big pass play down the field, and then you come back with a big run, right? Sometimes you just need one or the other, something to break out. And now the Bengals have to have this one. This is 4-down territory, I think, all the way.
Chase and Higgins top of the screen. Burrow looks that way, going end zone. Higgins couldn't bring it down. In a fight with Fulton. Two there in coverage, second down.
You just cannot throw the ball any better than that. Higgins had it and just could not hang on to it. Really wasn't broken up, but we have seen T. Higgins make that catch a lot of times. Perfectly thrown. Here they go back to the spread, and I still think this is when they've been able to have some production here.
Only Baltimore better in the red zone this year. Burrow. Higgins caught that with one hand. He's very close to the first down at the 6-yard line. Deion Henley can't believe that Higgins was able to pull it away.
I don't know how this happened. He threw it into his thigh pad, and he caught it off his thigh pad.
Well, Henley deflected it.
I know.
It's crazy.
I like watching football.
Been doing it all day, every day.
Yep.
Third and inches. A run inside Brown. He's tackled, but he got the first down, I do believe. Looks like he got inside the 5 there. We'll see if that mark comes, or maybe right outside of it.
I tell you, Henley shows up in a hurry, doesn't he? There's so many times that you think he's not going to be in on a play, and then somebody's going flying off the other end. Former quarterback, wide receiver, hits like a wide receiver, Mike.
First and goal for the Bengals. They can use a hit in the end zone here to keep this game in reach halfway through the third. Burrow to the end zone, broken up by Cam Hart again with Higgins, but flag comes down.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it a hold, not a pass interference, but a hold. Let's take a look.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 20. After this is to the goal, automatic, first down.
So that's the old rebound play, right, where you get in, and he was trying to get turned around to box out,
right,
but he was getting his shoulder held.
So the half the distance moves it inside the 3. Brown remains the back. He's got it. And the penetration from T.R. Tart. One of those good interior players. Loss of a couple.
Holy smokes, we're seeing some unbelievable plays. Watch the shooting, the gap right through here, bouncing, diving. Man, what a play. T.R. Tart.
Second and goal. Burrow going to get hit by Bosa, swings it out. Drew Sample is stopped by Alohi Gilman.
I mean, just give them credit. Jesse Minter, they have been down here all night. If the Bengals could have scored touchdowns when they had the ball in this position tonight, we're talking about a close football game. One team scoring touchdowns, the others cannot operate inside the 10-yard line. They have to have this play.
Had it first and goal at the 2. Now it's third and goal at the 9. And Burrow, look out, Brown, hit by Hart. 4th down. Looks like the offense will stay on the field, like Chris said before.
Have to. They flash like they were going to play a man coverage, drops out. And as the pressure starts to arrive, it's forcing Joe Burrow to make quick decisions. But here you go, and this kind of takes you back to the 2-point conversion against Baltimore a week ago. Have to have one here, and stranger things have happened. Joe Burrow has scored from these types of situations as well.
Chase alone at the top. Other 3 receivers to the right. Here comes the pressure. There's Chase to the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And Elijah Molden is the Chargers player who is down.
They're going to blitz everybody, which means one-on-one on the outside. Burrow saw it immediately, and I think was overjoyed at the possibility of his guy one-on-one in that space against the rookie.
So Molden coming by as Cam Hart was trying to defend Chase. And that's where the Chargers starting safety got hurt. Touchdown number 11 for Jamar Chase, and a timeout with the injury to Elijah Molden. Villian to come on inside here. We'll have the extra point coming from Evan McPherson after the touchdown to Jamar Chase, a 4-yarder, the man who leads the league in receptions and receiving yards and touchdowns. Looking for that wide receiver triple crown as TD number 11. Coming on 4th and goal. Just like the Chargers' last touchdown did. And McPherson adds the extra point. 27-13 with 5.5 to go here in the 3rd.
For him, and not that there's really any pressure, but you do know, right, the Bengals can be explosive on offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next drive is something you want to come away with. Maintain a little control. Let's not give the ball right back to Joe Burrow. And I'm still a little surprised, I'm going to be honest with you, that they gave Chase man coverage on that last night. You just don't see that very often. First of all, Burrow's very good against pressure, too.
Here's the kickoff is 5 deep, and Chargers will take it at the 30-yard line. We're talking about the pressure and facing the pressure, and Herbert getting it done here tonight and through the season. Not a guy you want to challenge.
No, and Mike, I know, like the Cincinnati Bengals went in at halftime and said, guys, we have 30 minutes of football to save our season.
Pretty much.
So whatever they have left, we're going to get it this half, right? We're going to get it. And for the Chargers, they went in, and you can't help but feel a little satisfied. You played a great half.
Go right to the air. Hendrickson taken care of. That pass is incomplete. Intended for Quentin Johnston. One more time, the coverage from DJ Turner on Johnson turned into a nice matchup with these second-year players. There's the quarterback story, the head-to-head of these two class of 2020 QBs tonight. Burrow sacked 3 times. Neither has thrown a pick. And as Herbert runs a 30 and a 20-yarder. Tone setters and also very impactful on both drives when they happen.
Big play on first down from DJ Turner to knock that one out. Do they have another one?
Here's the throws back behind Palmer and incomplete. And going to bring up 3rd down. Sloppy start to this drive for LA.
Nice job there. So you get a deflected pass. So Lou Anarumo is going, we just need one more. All these defensive coordinators, you'll see the hand get up and knock it down. But they all live for these moments. When you talk to them, what do they say? Just give me the 3rd down. Give me a chance. I got a gimmick. I got something I know is going to work on 3rd down. Let's see what the pressure package is here.
Jake Tufele had the hand up. He's playing more with Sheldon Rankins out with an illness. 3rd and 10. Johnston in motion. Herbert pressured. Escape pressure from behind. And he goes down. The combination of Osai and Wilson getting to the quarterback, and some momentum built by the Cincinnati defense, the much maligned Bengal defense.
So they're going to put a spy in here, and that's going to keep Herbert from taking off and running with this thing. It was Hendrickson that got the pressure first, and then Osai coming around the backside. That could have been really dangerous there, physically and trying to hold on to the football for the Chargers. But that was the kind of defensive explosion that we had to see out of the Bengals.
2 3-and-outs and the 3 drives here in the half. J.K. Scott with the kick toward the sideline. Trent Irwin says get away, trying to limit the return. Instead, the ball goes out of bounds. For either team tonight, starting a drive at midfield, down 2 scores. Burrow and Chase connect on the last drive. Burrow throws it to Chase Brown on a check down, works the sideline, and he'll be marked out of bounds for a gain of 3 at the Charger 47.
You know, Mike, it's really easy to say the Bengals have to get the ball in the hands of their star players, right? Sometimes you have to get the ball in the hands of your other players to allow your star players to have some openings. And, you know, whether it's Gesicki, whether it's Yosivas, whether it's somebody else, and maybe Brown is that guy coming out of the backfield, but the Chargers are just not going to relent on this 2-deep safety look back here on the back end until they're forced to.
Denzel Perriman came out of the Charger lineup, and the inside run here for Brown takes it to the 42-yard line. As the Chargers changed personnel of note, Eli Apple came in for the Chargers, the former Bengal and Giant and Saint. Started the Super Bowl in this building for the Bengals against the Rams. Apple, an elevation from the practice squad for tonight's game.
3rd and short. It's almost certainly 4-down territory here. You could run twice if you had a running back in the backfield, but I told you earlier, 3rd and 1 is a passing down. Here comes Brown.
Help out against this Charger pass rush. 5 are coming. They're protected. And the throw's incomplete. Trying to get it to Jermaine Burton. Unable to connect. And on 4th down, Yosivas comes in, and they'll go for it.
Yeah, that was one too bad. They had the return route on, but he was so cleanly off the ball in the slant. If he had kept going, he might have had a chance to score.
Charger fans coming to their feet. 2 yards for a 1st down for the Bengals. And Burrow's going to have to take one here. Timeout taken by Cincinnati. You know, sometimes you sit here and you get into a game and you feel like you're selling people something, right? And at 4-6, are the Bengals a playoff team? What are you guys talking about? But when you think about the 3 losses, 1 to Kansas City and 2 to Baltimore, 5 losses by 6 or less, you see they're not that far away. Their schedule does get easier down the stretch. That's why this, you thought, was a real pivot point for them.
Yeah, let's face it, we do try and sell people stuff.
I knew you were laughing. You were holding something there.
But you're right. This is a team fully capable of making plays. But what we haven't seen in the key games is the ability to just take over the game eventually on the defensive side. That was one of the best series the Bengals have had on defense in a key moment. Yeah. Now this offense has to capitalize on it.
You get a sense of that push and chase for the wild card, and the Chargers actually passed the Ravens, who they'll play in the Harbaugh Bowl on Monday night here in SoFi. 4th and 2, Burrow, deep shot, Higgins is open, got it, touchdown, Cincinnati, right back in it. They've done that a lot this year. Short yardage, swing for the fences, touch them all.
Call. First of all, you're going to have Jamar Chase on the other side completely doubled up. No chance to be able to get this. But on the far side, T. Higgins is going to get basically the same thing but it's an in and out coverage, and that little double wiggle right there on Jasir Taylor was enough. So they're trying to take away the in cut, the out cut, and it was the vertical cut that cut the deepest.
Extra point added by Evan McPherson. If you watched last Thursday night,
He said he's one of my favorite teammates ever. We came into the league together in 2020. We've built this incredible relationship over the last 5 years. He said, I can talk to T about anything. As for T, he said, Joe is my brother. We hang out all the time. T said at Joe's house, of course, because it's bigger than mine. As for on the field chemistry, T said, y'all can see that. When we're on the field, we just want to win.
well, they've missed him for 5 of the 10 games so far this season. A couple of different injuries, good hang time to touch back there. First it was the hamstring, the last 3 it was the quad injury, but such an impact player opposite a star and Jamar Chase. Those 2 #1 type receivers, so impactful for Cincy. And now, Chris, that difficult thing to do. You see it with the stats there with Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Go out and find that momentum and recapture it. And how do the Chargers go about doing that?
Hey, Chargers 15 yards on 3 possessions here in this half after 272 yards in the first half.
Line up Matlock, the fullback, to try to lead for J.K. Dobbins, and the Bengals defense responds. Miles Murphy was over there. First-round pick out of Clemson last year. And you said it in the first half, Chris, a little bit of youth in this defense.
Yeah, but watch some of these older guys firing now. You can tell this defense starting to feel itself just a little bit here, too. And, Mike, it is so hard to flip that switch back. You know, we talked about it. I guarantee you the Bengals at halftime said, this is it, guys. We have 30 minutes to save our season. What do you have? And so far, they've shown up.
Darius Davis is the move man. Makes another tough catch on the throw by Herbert. They're trying to put him out there in space like it's a return. He's 4 shy of the first down at the 36-yard line. He has shown good hands on plays like that the last few weeks.
He has. He made a one-hander last week, and here they go. But again, now you have those plays. Now you have those young defensive backs in the game, but you also have Mike Hilton, number 21. Mike Hilton is known for his blitz ability. Here it is, 3rd down. Does he show up? Doesn't look like they have the coverage behind it to blitz him, though.
3rd and 4, they bring 4. Herbert's got time, he's got McConkey. First down at the 46-yard line, drilled to the ground is McConkey by Geno Stone, but it's a first down for the Chargers.
I thought for sure they'd be bringing Hilton on a blitz off of this edge, but there was nobody back there to cover up for if they did, so they knew right away that was not going to be that. It's one of the problems that they've had. Mike Hilton is arguably the best run-it-playing slot cornerback in all of football. Where he has problems is in the man-to-man coverage, which is one of the reasons they've been subbing in some of these younger guys.
Matlock in motion, he blocks. Herbert to Quentin Johnston. Broken up, couldn't get back to it. DJ Turner in some pain as he went for that ball and landed awkwardly. Athletic training staff out to look at him.
I'm just going to say this. A couple of plays by DJ Turner has allowed this to be a game again. This guy can fly. They cannot. You just hope he's okay.
He's down hard on that shoulder. That is 3 different times he's been out there alone with Quentin Johnston. It's been a pretty good battle with those guys. For further examination with the athletic training staff. Here in the final minute of this 3rd quarter, Bengals have scored 14 of the 17 points to tighten this back up to a 7-point game.
And Cam Taylor-Britt, who's been under fire right down here.
And he's been on the bench. What a move by Dobbins to escape and get a first down out of nowhere. Looked like that was getting nothing. And J.K. Dobbins picks up a first down at the 31.
I have no idea. He is completely surrounded here. Completely. And he keeps his balance and goes back the other way. That is one of those momentum kind of busters right there, right?
Wow.
Tackle in the backfield. You got 3rd down. Here you go. Another pressure package out of the Bengals. That is a huge play for the Chargers.
Looks like they're going to run it down. There's more play clock than game clock, so this third quarter will come to an end. The Chargers, as they have hired Jim Harbaugh, put the money into that facility and really given this place a refresh. It's Herbert taking off again, puts his shoulder down, lost the football. For the moment, with a fumble, and now whistled out of bounds. And Bengals ball, I believe. Now they're going to talk about it. So the recovery bounced to Geno Stone. Herbert gets up. Here's the call.
The ruling on the field is a fumble with recovery by the defense. First down.
And we'll go back and look at that closely.
Elbow is very close to when the hit took place. Does that elbow get on the ground is going to be the question.
Nope.
No, it does
Nope.
not.
Wow.
And the Bengals defense in the second half looks like a completely different football team.
Mike Hilton starts it. Logan Wilson's shin helps knock it out. And the recovery by Geno Stone.
Who would have believed at the end of the first half this is what we'd be watching here in the second half? This is a desperate Cincinnati Bengals football team that is answering the call. They are in this game right now.
Call is confirmed that it's the first turnover of the game and the first turnover by Justin Herbert since week 2. Against Carolina, he had an interception and a fumble. Has not turned it over since, but does so there. And now the Bengals improbably have a chance to tie this game on this drive. Here comes the pressure with Derwin James. Burrow got away. Flag downfield. Pass caught. Chase Brown on the run. Stays alive. Right around the 40-yard line. Oh, so much going on in that play. First down, Cincinnati at the 36.
That's one of the best plays I've ever seen Joe Burrow make. That looked like it was DOA. There was no way he's coming out of there with Derwin James flying off the edge like that. And then there's no way he's making that completion, and there's no way that Chase Brown is catching it and running with it like that. What a play that was.
This flag, Chris, is down in the secondary. The injuries to Denzel Perriman right around the 50-yard line. Athletic training staff for the Chargers helps him up, and we'll check in with Brad Allen.
Prior to the pass, illegal use of the hands to the face, defense number 7. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
That's the call. That's Christian Fulton on Jamar Chase. Opposite the other side, Chris, where all this stuff was going on.
Joe Burrow saw Derwin James coming and got up and out of the grip of one of the stronger defensive backs in the game. Now he's going to look for a running back to reach back and make that catch. He's got to escape this or it's game over right now. And then the throw, watch him just looking straight back, makes the throw. That's Chase making a huge catch on the back end and then extending it beyond that. If this team makes a comeback and makes a run this year, that's going to be one of those plays that we're talking about.
34 on the game. Ball at the 37-yard line. Draw. Brown, a lot of space. Chase Brown chased down by Aloy Gilman, but 3 flags are down actually after that gain of 12. Six penalties on the Bengals tonight. Accepted, 3 on the Chargers.
There are 2 fouls in the play, both by the offense. Holding, number 64. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 67. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Well, if you hold 2 of them, it makes a big hole.
It does explain it, doesn't it?
It does.
As the center and the guard, Ted Karras and Cordell Volson, who are the guilty parties. He's going to bring the ball back to the 45-yard line.
How patient will this Chargers defense remain? Because if you start coming up and trying to blitz too much, You deal with big play threats that they've already seen.
Khalil Herbert's the back. Jamar Chase has it. A lot of bodies over there. Chase just to the 40-yard line. First down pickup of 5. Remains second and long for Chase. That is target number 9 on the night. He's got 6 catches for 58 yards and the touchdown in the third quarter.
Don't forget, this Chargers defense has not given up more than 20 points all season long. The conversation coming in was they haven't seen a quarterback, they haven't seen wide receivers like this in this kind of moment, so we shall see here.
Second down, Burrow climbs the pocket. This goes to his tight end, Drew Sample. Good job by Sample to take the pile to the 31. It'll set up 3rd and 4.
But I like what they're doing here, Mike. You're seeing them hitting other people to set up their big targets down the field.
Going quick, caught the Chargers with too many men on the field, so a free play for Burrow, who escapes, keeps it alive. The jump throw is caught. Chase Brown goes out of bounds inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. 17, they'll mark him, and they'll take that over the penalty. So they went quick without a huddle. Chargers were changing personnel and got trapped.
12 players on the field on the defense at the snap. That penalty is declined as a result of the play is a first down.
Joe Houdini Burrow has been escaping some of the best sack artists in the league. Joey Bosa had him completely done on this play. It's the second one on this drive. Had to take his hands off the laces, reestablish them, and make that throw to Brown.
Bengals were down big at the half. Down 27-6 early in the third. On the run, trying to tie it. Burrow's pass, Brown caught it, goes out of bounds. It'll be ruled incomplete, that he never had the catch, and 2 steps, plus something after that. Second down.
Henley in that speed showing up again. He really has been flying around the football. And when you've got a hot receiver, which certainly Chase Brown has been here, you need somebody to close that gap and take care of it just like that. I'll tell you what, the escapability of Joe Burrow has been pretty amazing in this game. He's not that big a guy.
Second and 10, Chargers bring 4. Burrow retreats, directs, fires for Chase. He's got it! Touchdown, Cincinnati! The combo connects again. And the Bengals right back in this one.
I can't believe this game. You're going to see Chase go all the way across. 2 guys are going to cover him. And then on the back end, Joe Burrow is going to give his guy just a little go back over there. And so here he comes out there. All right, he sees him. Yeah, you go that way. I got you. Here we go. And they have done it. They are 1 extra point away from tying up this game.
Evan McPherson. New game at 27. In one of the most palatial stadiums.
What a showcase. First half, it simply was all Justin Herbert. Second half, Joe Burrow has just taken over.
In 13 minutes and 8 seconds, the Bengals have gone from down 21 to all tied at 27. The Chargers will take over at the 30-yard line. Largest comeback in the second half in the NFL this season. You have to go all the way back to last Sunday night. The Lions came back from down 16 against Houston in the second half. The Bengals were down 21 in this half, and they got a chance to make some franchise history, but there's a long way to go. This Chargers offense was really hitting a stride in the first half. Let's see if they can find their balance as the ball is lobbed over the net back to Justin Herbert. On first down, double clutch, and his throw is a beauty, caught at the 42-yard line. Joshua Palmer comes up with the grab for the first down.
I mean, these are the tiniest of holes that these guys are throwing in. That was great coverage by Josh Newton right here. All over it and just nailed it in there. And now somebody's down again for the Bengals.
B.J. Hill, the defensive lineman, was sliding over there trying to get some pressure. He's the man who is down, 7th-year defensive tackle out of North Carolina State. See Jim Harbaugh in the background. Zach Taylor walking out to check on Hill. Remember, the interior of the Bengals defense already missing Sheldon Rankins, who is out with illness. So they look at Hill. 12:09 to go.
We saw him head into the medical tent. We will keep you posted when we get word on him.
All right, 1st and 10 for the 42-yard line. Here's Herbert. Going to take a shot down the sideline, incomplete. And good coverage from Mike Hilton as he's downfield, the first target of the night for Jalen Reagor, the former Eagles first-round pick, who's played a dozen snaps first time the ball came his way.
There we go, the Bengals defense. Second half has not been kind to them, but here tonight, Lou Anarumo, I don't know what he said to these guys at halftime, but injuries and all, I mean, they are very thin on this defensive line right now. They have come out firing here in the second half.
Josh Newton, bottom of the screen, playing corner for Cincy. His pass deflected, and it is ruled going backwards, I guess, for the moment, and nearly a disaster for the Chargers. Trey Hendrickson got a hand up. I thought it might have been a forward pass that was deflected and incomplete. Let's see where they rule this.
I tell you what, that pass was going
on the field as the pass was tipped. It's an incomplete pass.
Yep, it was going forward.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. It was panic there for the moment.
You looked at the receiver at first glance, and it was he was behind the line, but the ball not.
And there's almost no way to exactly tell because it's not on the line of scrimmage, so the line and the down judge aren't there. In any case, ruled incomplete, and it's a 3rd down here for the Chargers.
Both linebackers up in a pressure look.
He's showing unabated to the quarterback on Hendrickson. That's why the play is killed.
Neutral zone infraction, number 91, defense, unimpeded to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Unimpeded sounds much better, so we'll tighten it up.
Yeah, that was that hurts for Lou Anarumo. You just love those 3rd and 10s. 3rd and 5s, not so much. And the other part that you got to pay attention to now is Justin Herbert and what he's done running the football tonight. So many of these key situations, he's converted them himself.
He is their leading rusher on the night, Chris. More than half of the Chargers' rushing yards. 3rd and 5. Bengals bring 4. Herbert throws incomplete. Tried to get it to Quentin Johnston, streaking across the field. And after 1 first down, the Chargers offense will kick it away. And the Bengals are going to get the ball with a chance to take the lead.
Man, this had a chance. Going against Battle on the back end, number 27. Gets across his face, and there really is just the free safety back there. Just out of reach.
J.K. Scott's poor punt earlier in the game flipped the momentum in some ways. Gave the Bengals the ball in midfield. This is fair caught at the 13-yard line. It'll be a kick of 40, and now Cincinnati will have a long field as they take over with 11:46. If you're interested in the analytics, the predictive, and what the possibilities are with a win or a loss for the playoffs, look at what the playoff probability for the Bengals does with a win or a loss. Chargers still have a good position and a lot of ball ahead of them, but Chris, this only amplifies the point you were making of how you felt this second half was essentially the Cincinnati season.
Yeah, and you do that, but I tell you, take 28 percentage points off that Chargers mark as well, and this is a big game for them too.
The 14, it'll be Chase Brown running to the left, spilled by Christian Fulton, the corner. 17-yard line, gain of 3.
Chase Brown has been huge here in the second half as Herbert's trying to get something going over on his sideline. But it has been Chase Brown who has allowed the other stars, the T. Higgins and the Jamar Chases of the world, to open up and get some space down the field because he's been so effective in the pass game.
126 yards from scrimmage. Remember, they're doing it without Zach Moss on IR with a neck injury. Burrow fires a rope. Higgins brings it in, padding his total. Catch 7 on the night. First down, Cincinnati at their own 27.
Yeah, and they're really counting on Denzel or Marius Mims on the right tackle spot to be able to make some of those blocks one-on-one on the outside. But you see how physical that T. Higgins is, and you just wonder where the Bengals season might have been this year, but for the fact that he had to miss 5 games.
27. Brown runs inside. And a ground game now has been discovered by Cincinnati. Gain of 9 to the 36-yard line. Brown's got 78 on the ground tonight.
This kid's just tough. Now, he had a tough moment last week against the Ravens, a big fumble, his first one that he ever lost. But he has come back with some real fight in this game. Some of the catches he has made has just been sensational. I can't say enough about the effort there of Chase Brown.
Over 100 of the Bengals' 220 second half yards. 2nd and 1. Burrow. Shot downfield, hangs in the air a long time, and it's intercepted by Alohi Gilman. There are 2 flags down, backed by the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 93.
That's on Otito Ogbonnia. Burrow took a while to get up from this one.
Yeah, and sort of helmet to helmet, drive him in the ground. There's a whole bunch of stuff. The body weight, the whole bit right there.
And as you saw that replay, I think you understand why the body weight part of the roughing the passer is in, right? Because you're really defenseless at that point, and the shot that his head takes as he comes down, it's hard on the defensive players. We know that, really hard. But I think you see the injury purpose of that rule on that replay.
Let's see how Joe Burrow is here. Does he hand this one off to collect himself?
Don't run it. Getting away from Bosa is Brown, and he fights for 2 yards on that carry to the 48-yard line.
I tell you, Mike, sometimes there's times in a football game when you know you're not quite right after a hit like that, and you go back to the huddle and go, look, you guys, this is a handoff. I need a second here. And that's probably exactly what that one was. Let's get our quarterback a chance to just clear his head a bit. One for Higgins at the bottom if they want it.
Joe peeked that way. Now he is flush. In trouble. Turns into more trouble. Ruled an incomplete pass with the receiver, Khalil Herbert, in the vicinity. So no grounding as Burrow avoided a huge loss on that play.
And the Bengals actually got saved by the fact that the Chargers blitzed. It's the only thing that kept the running back in here, which allowed him to throw that ball away without getting the intentional grounding on this one.
This Chargers defense has turned up the intensity the last couple of plays. See if they can make a 3rd down stop. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Burrow stepping up, taking off with a ton of space. Burrow slides down. First down, they'll mark him at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 15.
Anytime you only rush 4, there is going to be a gap somewhere. We have talked about it with Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, everybody on down the list. And the great ones understand that. Step up, you can see eyes up the field, and he said, holy cow, there is nobody in front of me.
And Justin Herbert, man, I was making those plays in the first half. From the 34. Inside get Chase Brown. Just hitting it quick. 5 yards to the 29-yard line. Up to 84 on the ground.
Let's just take a look at how deep these linebackers are. That is basically an invitation with those 2 deep safeties as well. Here, go ahead, run the football. Take it all day. We don't care. We are going to win or lose this game based on what Joe Burrow does down the field. So there will be run opportunities here to end this game.
And it's Troy Dye, 43, not Perriman. Pressure comes. Incomplete. Intended for Drew Sample with Derwin James in coverage. And it's another 3rd down, but the Bengals are in McPherson's field goal range for a go-ahead try.
One thing Bengals fans do not want to see is a field goal in this situation. They've lost so many games at the buzzer this year. You can just feel that this is one of those moments here. If the Bengals can keep this drive alive, if not, it is a momentum shift if they have to take the field goal.
Line up with 3 to the right and Higgins alone at the bottom of the screen. Burrow escapes again, throws on the run towards Chase. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. That's the rookie Tarheeb Still. Those 2 5th-round rookies. Cam Hart, who's injured, Still who's in there, and a field goal attempt coming up.
Just a little bit too long for Burrow to get this ball up and make the throw. But my goodness gracious, they have 2 rookie corners who have played great tonight. Played great last week too. Unbelievable. 2 5th-round picks, maybe saving this Charger season.
Left hash, Evan McPherson, 48 for the lead. Twisting left, and no good. And we remain tied.
You could almost feel it, that when they've gotten in these moments this season, just something has gone wrong, and that was this game's something. Now back on the defense again.
And Jim Harbaugh applauds his defense for coming up with the stop. Zach Taylor's seen some more kicking woes than in the past. Halfway through the 4th, Herbert and the Chargers take over. And J.K. Dobbins tries to do some work on the ground. And a gain of 7 to start this drive.
And Mike, as much as we've talked about Justin Herbert and what they've done in the passing game, it may well now come down to, in this sort of 4-ish minute offense here, a depleted defensive line of the Bengals. They don't have the substitutes come in there. Will they now lean on this running game and try to push around the Bengals up front?
McKinley Jackson playing inside for Cincinnati. Averages about 16 snaps or so the last 5 games. Good penetration there. Dobbins got away from a big loss, but he still loses a couple of yards as Hendrickson got in there quick. Jackson made the tackle at the end.
Boy, that was really quick penetration inside. I mean, just shooting the gaps, and then Hendrickson over here to clean this thing up. Basically, he beat the trap block there, coming across by Joe Alt. Never got there to pick him up.
And that was the aforementioned Jackson, the 3rd-round rookie out of Texas A&M. Bringing a little bit of pressure on Herbert. Escapes for the moment and throws. Caught! Joshua Palmer rolling out of bounds. There is a flag down back where Herbert escaped. And this one's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And it's on Rashawn Slater, the left tackle.
Sometimes great pass rushers don't show up in the stats. Watch this one. Working around the edge. Basically, Slater had to tackle him to keep him off his quarterback, and that call brought back one of the biggest throws of this game.
Trey Hendrickson, the NFL leader in sacks, tackles for loss, quarterback hurries and pressures. He's forced a bunch of those. Now Jim Harbaugh knows instead of a first down, it's the very difficult to convert 3rd and 14.
Yeah, now you got them all lined up on that line to gain back there.
Herbert only a 3-man rush. Has time as a receiver, but couldn't get it to McConkey. It was a tough throw with defenders in front of him, but he was open. They don't connect. The Chargers will kick it away.
Oh my goodness, you talked about a missed opportunity. This was, for somebody with the skills of Justin Herbert, a bit of a layup for a huge first down, and they just missed it. And I don't think anybody can believe it.
And special teams factor in for field position, J.K. Scott. Good hang time on this kick. It's 56 yards from the 11. Here's Irwin. Oh, he got tagged at the 20. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. Shaq Quarterman just called up for this game. Justin Herbert and the Chargers jump down to a 27-6 lead. Jim Harbaugh's team looking great shape. But Joe Burrow has brought the Bengals back. 3 consecutive drives for touchdown. All tied at 27. 5:24 to go as the Bengals take over at the 21. And T. Higgins head-high catch. Very close to the first down. 8 for Higgins tonight for a $127. He'll be just shy of that first.
Yeah, that one came out quickly because there was pressure coming out of the secondary. Burrow saw it and knew he had to get it out of his hands. That was some catch there by Higgins. But second down and a few inches. Now you can.
I know.
Now.
Your favorite down.
Now you're in the huddle. You're lobbying if you're a receiver.
You're America's 2nd and 1 offensive play caller. Throw it deep. Chase Brown, first down. To the 32-yard line. Cincinnati used a timeout before the 4th down touchdown pass that they had in this second half. So they have 2. Chargers have all 3. Jesse Minter's defense has given up as many points as they have all year. Hoping to get the ball back one more time for Justin Herbert.
But your hope is, if you're the Bengals, you're hanging on to the ball, and this game ends with a field goal attempt or a touchdown on the last play.
Burrow fires, caught. Good job staying bounds by Higgins. 3 trying to tackle him. 4 finally brought down at the 46-yard line. And the return of T. Higgins, one of the items high in the story of this one tonight.
You can't double team everybody. And when you have Jamar Chase on the other side, T. Higgins is going to get Jasir Taylor in a lot of one-on-one situations. And now the whole balance, this is when football gets so interesting here. You've got 3:30-ish left in this game. And so you're trying to maintain, keep that clock running, keep possession of the ball, more first downs, and see if you can just time this out perfectly here.
Brown. Brought down. Tuli Pelotu. What an outstanding game. Pass rush and on the run. And now Joey Bosa comes in to play on the opposite side of Tuli Pelotu after that first down loss of a yard or so.
A rare bad play by Chase Brown. You're going to see Mims block out. This one has to be cut up like this. You cannot sit there and see that play and try to bounce it outside. If he didn't get him, it was going to be somebody else. Fulton was sitting right there too. It's a big loss.
2:45 in regulation. Burrow in the middle. It's caught by Yosivash. The Princeton Tigers got a first down at the 35.
That's a good play. There was a great play that they missed. A little pick play on the outside, and there was nobody around Jamar Chase. Good play. What could have been? What happens out of this game The Cincinnati Bengals have shown so much heart coming back when it looked like their season was over going in at halftime.
Higgins a big part of it. 148 yards, ties the second most in his career. The 35, willing to run some clock. Brown will get 2 yards to the 33. Harbaugh doesn't take the timeout. He had taken the one already. See if Cincy lets this spin all the way down to the 2-minute.
Bengals are one first down away from controlling the end of this game.
And Joe Burrow's on the sideline, so no sneaking in a play before the 2-minute warning, as we have second down coming up. 27 apiece. Justin Herbert had a terrific start to this one. Was 9 of 10. He is 6 of 20 since. And Chris, the part of the story is the Bengals come back offensively, 3 touchdowns, but their much blind defense really turned it around from the very first snap of this second half.
Mike, there's no question about it. It was a defense that had some key people hurt. They were out of the game, sick before the game even started. There was no reason that we saw in the first half to believe, offense, could they do this? Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals, we've seen it. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, we've seen that. What nobody could have believed is that Lou Anarumo and this defense could have turned this thing around in the second half the way they did.
Limiting the Chargers to just a field goal. There is Lou's 6th year as the Bengals. They have been hot, winning 4 of their last 5. Good one next Sunday night. Good one this Sunday night. From down 21 to a tie game with 2 to go. Bengals trying to author one of the best comebacks in franchise history. 2nd and 8. Brown up close, sensing pressure's coming. It is. It's picked up. Burrow fires. Higgins' arm wasn't free to make the catch. It's incomplete. 3rd down.
That's the guy on the outside, Christian Fulton, right? He went to high school with Jamar Chase, and that now is going to come down to the battle. Why is that? Because just like the Patriots used to do, a little push off, baby, that they will double team on the other side Jamar Chase, and that means that for the most part, you're going to see T. Higgins left alone, one-on-one.
Field goal from here is 51 yards. McPherson missed a 48 earlier. The incompletion stopped the clock. Here comes the pressure from the Chargers. Burrow's pass is incomplete. Chase could not bring it in with the coverage from Fulton. So we'll have a 51-yard attempt for the lead. At worst, the Chargers will get the ball back in their hands.
Well, once again, as we talked about it before, when you blitz in that situation and it's 3rd and long, you know that ball has to come out quickly. They leaned on Christian Fulton, and here we go.
One of the reasons for the inconsistency, new snapper and holder. It's been one of the stories the last few years. The rookie punter Rico puts it down for McPherson from 51 for the lead. Missed it again to the left, no good! Two missed field goals. Hold was good. Had to spin the laces and did it quite well. Remember, they had the missed 53-yard field goal. There was a holding issue against Jim's brother John in Baltimore. Zach Taylor has seen this movie multiple times this year. And now with the ball at the spot of the attempt, the 41, Justin Herbert's got a chance. Needs about 20 yards to get Dicker into field goal range. Herbert blanketed is McConkey, incomplete. And the good coverage from Mike Hilton. To the miss one more time.
And you just wonder if they hit any of those passes and take it down to a shorter kick, does that kick go through? Now, does this Bengals defense have one more stop in them, right? That's so disheartening to see those 2 misses. Can they do it again?
2nd and 10, Herbert, look out! No, that should have been intercepted. Hilton ran the route for McConkey. He had possession and almost had an interception that changed this one. Wow.
So Mike Hilton's playing time has been cut down. They don't feel like that he can be the man coverage guy. Maybe he once was. But tonight, in some of these key moments, he has been all over it. And that was a chance not just for an interception, a potential pick six right there. Yeah, that was close.
Minute 39 left. Each team 2 timeouts. And the Chargers find something. Pressure comes. Herbert throws in the middle. It's caught. And then out. Incomplete. Palmer had his hand on it. The rookie Josh Newton got it out of there. And the Chargers go 3 and out and get it right back to the Bengals.
And give it back with plenty of time and 2 timeouts. And Josh Newton, I think there is a new cornerback here in Cincinnati that is going to get a lot of attention. The play of DJ Turner, of Mike Hilton, of Josh Newton tonight has been huge on the outside.
J.K. Scott. Good hang time. Irwin up. It's a tough fair catch on a spinning kick at the 16-yard line.
Boy, this gets interesting now. I mean, it just gets really interesting because we've seen the Chargers now, and Jesse Minter, he has been dialing up some pressure in the last few possessions here. Now, with whatever it is, about 84 yards or so to defend, are you that gutsy now? Are you willing to play man coverage on this receiving core on the outside and bring that pressure, or are you just satisfied now with a 4-man rush?
Need about 50 yards to get in range for another field goal attempt, even though the last 2 have been missed. Burrow, flushed, escapes as a flag downfield. Burrow runs to the 30-yard line. Flag coming in the secondary, usually in that illegal contact, defensive pass interference area. 8 penalties on Cincinnati, 5
There's
on
no
the Chargers.
foul for illegal contact. First down.
Could be because the quarterback had left the pocket when the contact happened. So the ball will come to the 30-yard line.
And I tell you what, every single time they've been rushing 4 in these key passing situations, we've seen Joe Burrow taking off and running. And it almost forces now some add-on to this pressure.
The clock does restart, 'cause that was a running play. Burrow shot downfield. Couldn't be hauled in by Chase. And incomplete. Clock restarted because it was a running play, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
This looked like it was going to be just another home run here. That Gilman was late getting over the top. Those 2 guys have hit that pass so many times in their career. At LSU, here, usually it's a sparkle moment for the Bengals, and not on that one.
Frustrated Chase, not on the field for 2nd and 10. Play clock running down. Snap in time. Burrow's throw. Well timed for Brown. Fulton on the coverage. 3rd down, a minute 1 to go.
And the hammer just switched back now to the Chargers in this defense, because if they can make one stop here, their offense has plenty of opportunity to bring it back. So nobody on offense has done anything but pedal to the metal and just counted on their defense to cover it up when they don't pick up the 1st down.
Need to get to the 40. 3rd and 10. Burrow, flushed right. Chase throws incomplete with the pressure from Deion Henley. Punted away, 55 seconds to go.
Great call by Mentor here. So they're going to do a delayed blitz. Step up, step back, and then rush again. Because I think Burrow saw this as a 4-man rush at this point, and as he scrambled out, it was that man, Henley, with the delayed blitz that did the damage.
Here comes the rare 3rd kick inside the 2-minute warning. A missed field goal and 2 punts. Ryan Rico's turn. Good kick, driving kick. Great return man in Darius Davis. But the Bengals cover it nicely. Tyson Anderson, the tackle, around the 16-yard line. So you're backed up. 45 seconds left with 2 timeouts for Herbert, who gets another shot at it.
Yeah, and what did Jim Harbaugh tell us? I don't want to have another quarterback for the rest of my career.
Right.
I want to retire with number 10. He has so much confidence in this guy's ability. There will be no hesitation to let him cut it loose. But it has been a minute since we've seen Justin Herbert take off and run with one.
Or complete a pass. 7 straight incompletions, tying the longest stretch of his career. Here he goes from the 16-yard line. Herbert taking a shot towards McConkey. Got this one at the 45-yard line. Timeout. Harbaugh wants a timeout and gets it. Even though the clock is running, we thought he got it. Yeah, he did get it. They do have a timeout, so they'll come back and put a few seconds back on the clock.
Charge timeout. Los Angeles, your second. It will be 30 seconds. Please set the game clock to 35.
You remember when Mike Hilton jumped this out route before, right?
Yep.
Made a great play. We talked about it. So here we go. A little out and back up to take advantage of the aggressiveness of Hilton, and they hit a huge play down the boundary.
So now you start thinking Cameron Dicker's field goal range. He hit his career long on a Monday night in Arizona, 59-yarder, which would mean needing to get the ball to the 41-yard line. Currently at the 44, so they need about 15 yards. There's the story for the Chargers in close games. The clock set back to 35. As you see Cameron Dicker hoping for his chance. One timeout. Here is Herbert. This is incomplete. Now it's been money all year. Will Dissly couldn't come through with it.
You know what's so interesting right now for me watching the Chargers play is forever, right? We have been talking about in these situations, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, those guys. You knew those veteran players in these clutch moments were going to make plays for you. Now it's almost the next generation of receivers here. Who is it? We saw McConkey make a big play. Do they come back to him now with that kind of trust?
He's in the middle of the 3 receivers and the motion man now. Herbert, look out, he gets hit as he throws, and it's McConkey on cue at the 29-yard line and in field goal range.
It is just the perfect route. You put your guy that you want to throw it to in motion, let him get inside because you want to get him back out to the corner with that 2 deep, and your strong arm quarterback does it again. It has been a little while, but they may have just found their next go-to smiling guy on the Chargers.
Timeout Cincinnati. They have one left, 26 seconds. Chargers have brought the big people in. When you started saying that about looking for the receivers, I thought you were going to go a different way. Charger fans are used to something else. What you kind of wink and say, chargering, where they had a game and they blew it over and over. And this is a chance for them to reverse it, a game they were blowing, to come back and escape with a win at the last minute.
No question about it. And I tell you, for McConkey, he's been in those moments. He's been there. It's the reason you draft guys out of Georgia, out of Alabama, out of Ohio State, Michigan, whatever you want to talk about, the great programs out there, because they have faced that pressure. Even though they're as young as McConkey is, he has faced that pressure in the biggest moments of his career, and now all they can do is sit and watch on the Bengals sideline.
Matlock, the fullback, in front of J.K. Dobbins, runs left, Dobbins takes off, Dobbins inside the 10, Dobbins to the end zone, in for the touchdown, and the Chargers take the lead. sometimes that's a situation where they're trying to let him score. Not the case there. But it does leave 18 seconds.
I remember a Kansas City game one time against Buffalo with 13 seconds, but not quite this big a deficit.
Cameron Dicker for the extra point. And the Chargers, after watching the Bengals score 21 in a row, walk it down the field to take the lead.
You're just going to get one of these little power plays coming across here. And the last kick out against Logan Wilson, the run was perfectly executed. And you can say anything you want, and I've heard negative stuff about Greg Roman and all his run first game and what he did. All I know is he was a part of the team that went to the Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers. He helped jumpstart Lamar Jackson's career. And then when it was on the line, when that toughness that is needed to close out games with the running game is needed most, he dials it up and they take it in.
And the Cincinnati defense did such a good job to get them back in it in the second half. Ladd McConkey, 2 huge catches on a 4-play, 84-yard drive from an offense that had done nothing in this second half after an opening field goal drive. And the Bengals are 18 seconds away from yet another crushing defeat. Dicker the touchback. It's at the 30. It was the 4th down penalty at Arrowhead in Kansas City that kept the Chiefs alive for a win. In both games against Baltimore, the snap on the field goal, the 3-point overtime loss at home, and the no 2-point conversion last week as they lose by 1. And now this one where they came back from a massive hole. Would have equaled the best comeback in franchise history. And let the Chargers down the field for 4 plays at 84 yards.
Need 20 yards for a Hail Mary. They probably will let you have that. 4-man rush.
Burrow by space, throws in the middle. It's caught by Yosivas down at the 43. They've got their last timeout with 10 seconds remaining.
And Burrow's limping just a little bit here, and he may have to have some escapability left in him at the end of this. But Yosivas is the one that made the huge catch on 4th down against Baltimore a week ago to give the Bengals a chance in that one. And this is a sensational catch as well. I mean, that is just tough. But now they have a shot.
There's the hit from,
speaking of shots,
Tuli Pelotu, and then he hits Bosa accidentally on the back end. So 10 seconds left. Do you want a few more yards, or can you squeeze 2 shots in from here?
I don't. I want to take 2 shots at the end zone if I have them. If I get it down to the 25-yard line, you still have some kind of jump ball. Yeah. Personally, I would take 2 shots, but what do you know? The hard part is you complete anything in the field of play, this clock can run out.
There's 10 seconds left. Trying to use the size of Jermaine Burton. Chargers have blocked 3 safeties back inside the 15-yard line.
3-man rush, so he will have some time here to move around and get a throw deep.
Stepping up and trying to throw sideline, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Chase, who's drawing half of the Chargers roster. And we're down to 1 snap.
That shouldn't happen. They did get pressure on Burrow there and made him accelerate that throw. But now for Joe Burrow, let's see if they get a little bit more pressure on that one. And yeah, that was too low to there.
Again.
And now they're going to send 4 people in pressure and not give Joe Burrow time to move around.
Chargers have 3 in the end zone. Timeout Chargers so they can set their defense. Derwin James in their Hail Mary defense lines up 8 yards deep in the end zone as the last line of defense. And now Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator, Jim Harbaugh, they bring everybody over to get them all on the same page here. Mike Elston, defensive line coach there.
A couple of things to think about here. Andre Yosivas is the heptathlon champion from Princeton.
Yeah, 6'3".
He's a high jumper.
Fucking jump.
He has the ability to go up and get one, and T. Higgins is a beast down there. Those are the two guys. I may want to put one of them in motion to give them a running start to get down there a little quicker.
Down to one snap. 3 seconds left. From the 43, extra pressure comes. Burrow puts it up, and it is knocked down. Derwin James from the back line gets in front of T. Higgins, and the Chargers come away with the victory. And this season of frustration continues for the Bengals.
Great play there by James, but a great call by Jesse Minter, too. He sent that 5th guy in pressure, which meant Burrow had to throw it a half tick before he wanted to. Here comes the pressure off of the back end. Burrow sees it, pressure in his face. He has to throw it when Higgins is only about halfway there. May have been a touchdown anyway, but some play by Derwin James. Incredible comeback. But let's give credit to the Chargers as well. When you have that in your face and things are going horribly wrong, to come back and make the plays they made on defense to save the day, give them credit.
And Joe Burrow throws for 356, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And it's that